Yes, so Ida from Nitro Games, head of community, basically I deal with players. Forward. I have parrots, a couple, well actually 25 if I counted right today. And I have learned so much about parrots and community management and how they are actually quite similar. And you can actually think about the beginning community, kind of like a baby bird. You try to tell everybody how awesome it is, but it's actually pretty ugly and it still demands to be fed. And baby birds, they also die pretty easily, and so do adult birds. So how can you actually prevent your community or your bird from dying? Well, first of all, you probably want to learn to predict when something is about to go wrong or it has already gone wrong. And how do you do that? You can start practicing by reading bird poo. And how do you do that? I tend to sometimes compare community management, that when shit hits the fan, I'm the walls who protect the team from the shita. So yeah, poo can be quite scary, and so can be the crisis, which symbolizes, like the bird poo here symbolizes the crisis, if you didn't get that already. And how you take the crisis, how scary it is, it depends on your level of experience. For example, beginning bird hobbies, they're like, oh my god, it just took a dump. But then there are the advanced bird hobbies who are like, they just take the paper and then they wipe it off with patience. But then there is the master level. And the master level people, they kind of get the vibes, and the bird is, wagging its tail, and then they know that that is the moment when they have to throw the paper, and the poo hits the paper, and no crisis, because you just prevented it. So yeah, this is Umbra. He's a bit confused why I took this picture. So yeah, if you haven't learned to predict when the poo is about to fall, then your team will take a hit. And let's be honest, nobody likes to to work covered in shit. And this is my limitation for the S word. I promise to use it only a couple of times. So yeah. Oh, this is Kide. She doesn't look too happy. So yeah, but it's not only about preventing the crisis. It's also about making your parrot happy. Or your community happy in this case. We community managers often get asked, what's the return of investment of things that we do, of our actions? Like, basically it all comes down to the question, what's the return of investment of being human with our customers? Well, I don't know, what's the return of investment of actually treating your bird well and giving it food? You probably want the chicken to stay alive and healthy and not bite you just because you took away their favorite dish without offering any compensation in return. So yeah, basically you just have to know that you need to cherish your existing bird because, parrot acquisition is pretty damn expensive. A hyacinth macaw might have like 20k CPI, and that is expensive. It's much cheaper to actually, keep your existing bird alive than to try to buy a new one. That's expensive and absolutely makes no sense. And parrots, you can also compare them to players because of their nature. They are kind of like the neurotic type, like this scary hyacinth macaw over there. But they're also explorers, socializers, and yes, even killers. But most of all, I think that parrots are trolls. Look at that face. Look at that face. That bird knows that it's about to do something soon and troll me. And because your community will have some trolls, you need to set the boundaries from the beginning. If you don't do that, it's so much easier, for example, for this bird to actually know what the rules are, instead of trying to adapt to new rules after they have once already broken one rule. And yeah, you have to also scale your bird room if you're going to get more birds, because otherwise it will be crowded and they will have drama. It is you who has to handle all that. And you will not have time for that. And yes, then there's of course the same thing with parrots and players, that no matter how cute and cuddly your players are, never trust them too much, because when they are unhappy with something, they will bite. So yeah, take good care of them, but don't let them become too close to you. Oh yes, support. Yes. Indeed, support. So one thing I could tell about support is that your parrot, when it screams, it doesn't want to make you deaf. it usually just shouts and screams because it wants attention or is frustrated. And that is why I am not worried if my community is sending me angry emails. I start worrying when they are silent too long, because that means that the community has stopped caring, and that means that the community is basically dying happy. So yeah, we community managers, we often also talk about things and challenges in our career, and one of the things that I hear quite often is that, the community isn't really prioritized properly. So like some visual improvement drives over some retention driving feature, and that pisses us off quite often, And to be honest, I have never really heard a player commenting like, hey, thank you so much for increasing this emission rate and lifetime of this VFX. Oh my God, yeah, no. But yes, so, yeah, so basically there is one more thing. Because usually people tell me that there is a big difference, that parrots, they only mimic words. Like, hello, hello, Polly wants a cracker. But I can tell you players do that too. Fix, fix, cheat, cheat, players are a hacker. So yeah, treat your birds well, treat your community well. And what I wish is that we learn to value our existing community. Because by doing that, maybe, just maybe, your community manager don't have to clean that much poo in the future. Thank you very much.